Our postcard today is not from the Surrey countryside, but from Surrey suburbia. We're in Morden, Surrey. The Morden estate, with the River Wandle flowing through it, was once owned by the Abbey of Westminster. It's been here for over 4 centuries. Now, this building here, it's like the New England clapboard buildings. I mean, you've got all this wonderful green grass around here, the trees, and yet we're in Morden, in the London borough of Merton, and it's a surprise.
Yes, this building was the family home of the Hatfields, and the Hatfields left the National Trust this property in 1941, but this building was 1750, and they lived here for a few hundred years, creating the whole of this estate, buying up pieces of land and trying to protect it from the development that was going on around them.
A bit like these cars coming around now. Let's go round the back, because I know there's an even bigger surprise for me, because we've been travelling around all over the UK. We've not seen old junks like that with wheels on usually, but we certainly haven't seen something as spectacular as this yew tree. Now you have a look at this, everyone, because I thought it was different plants.
Yeah, no, this is all one tree, one yew tree, and estimates range that it's between 500 and 1,000 years old, but no one knows. And as you can see, the branches are now growing out and down, and eventually these will become separate trees in a circle.
Now that bloke who's just going in there may well be going in there because you can actually get married in here, can't you?
Yes, this is a registry office run by the London Borough of Merton, and it's very popular, with lots of photographs out here in the park and alongside the river. People love to get married here.
And that river, which we can hear in the background, is actually the River Wandle, and people in Wandsworth may not know that their village, as it was, town, borough, is actually named after that river, isn't it?
That's correct, yeah. The River Wandle's about 9 miles and it joins the Thames at Wandsworth. And it's a major South London river because most of them are now underground. This one is still on the surface. And there's always been lots of industrial activity. There were up to 100 mills on it at one stage, and we've got 2 of them.
Now tell us about the cottages that I saw when we came in. A wonderful name, Snuff Cottage, was it?
The Snuff Mill is the building that we've just passed, and that's an old mill that was used to ground tobacco up. Tobacco was dried and then ground up to create snuff. That finished in 1920, but I believe you can still get 300 different kinds of snuff. So, and the 2 other cottages were where the mill owner lived, and the one next to that where all the travelling labourers came and stayed overnight.
And you've still...
Now I live there.
Yeah, now you live there. And you've also got travelling labourers, because along, is it the stable block or where the dairy bit was? You've got people working there now doing their crafts, haven't you?
Yes, we have. We've turned the old estate workshops and stables into craft workshops, and we've now got 6 individual craftspeople who work in there and make their living from that. But it's open to the public and people can watch what they're doing and go in and buy things. This is Morden Hall, which was built in about 1750. And it was a number of uses over time, a boarding school, a hospital in World War I, and now it's a restaurant.
Is it?
Which is unusual for the National Trust.
It's a pretty salubrious restaurant.
It is. It's a lovely restaurant. It's a very nice one.
And so they lived in there, the Hatfield family, did they?
No, they felt that this building was too big for them. Mr. Hatfield didn't have any children, so he chose to live in Morden Cottage, the white weatherboard building that we've just seen.
Oh, right, with the little castellated entrance and the clapboard.
Yes.
So he actually leased that out?
That's right. And it was offices for the London Borough of Merton for 40 years.
Goodness me. And then he lived in that bit over there?
Yes.
Well, he obviously was a parsimonious man then? Or just simple living?
Yeah, he was a very simple living man. He wanted to own an estate and wanted to protect a little patch of countryside for the local people to enjoy. So he started to plant all the trees that you can see. He created all the gardens, and then he had a lot of parties. He allowed school children to come in, and they had boats on the river. And when he left the property to the National Trust, he said in his will that it had to be for the enjoyment of the local people, it had to be free entry and it had to be open all the time, which is unusual for a National Trust property.
Why did he actually bequeath it to the Trust?
To protect it, because a lot of his estate, because it was originally much bigger than this, was being bought up, compulsory purchased for council housing. And so to protect a little patch of greenery in the built-up area, he gave it to the National Trust, who legally looks after it forever once we have a piece of land.
So a far-sighted man.
Very
And my
much so.
sight takes me far down there, and I can see that mill you were talking about, isn't it, there?
Yes,
And
so
that's
that's
where it
the 19th
ripples
century
along.
snuff mill with the old water wheel that's still there. Unfortunately, the water level is now too low for the wheel to work.
And so, which way is the river going down? To the Thames here,
This
is it?
way.
So that's
So the
Wandsworth
Thames
down
is
there.
that way.
Now, don't tell me, Sue. Stable block.
Yeah, this is our rather beautiful stable block, which is something I have on my wish list of things to do. I would like to turn this into a exhibition area and a venue for concerts and evening events and things. As you can see, it's a lovely building, original cobbles, original stalls inside. But it's going to take a couple of $100,000 to do it up.
Yeah.
So I'm saving.
That piggy bank is getting
But
fuller.
we like to use the old estate buildings where we can. We've got a lot of little dairies and stables. We've got craft workshops, which people are using the old dairies for. We've got an exhibition area in the old dairy.
And beehives I saw as I came in.
And round the corner we have an orchard, and the orchard has a number of old apple trees in it, because Merton had its own apple varieties. And
The Merton apple?
yes,
It is.
there's 3 varieties of apple from Merton. And we've let the Wimbledon Beekeepers Association have the land for their bees, and the wall here is 16th century, and there are bee bowls in it, which means there's been beekeeping here since then. So it's one of the traditions, like the old estate working, that we want to carry on here.
Right. And then how old is the stable block, by the way?
This is about 1830.
Right. And a rather illustrious entry to it, with the clock tower up there and your big arches to come through.
Yeah, the clock tower is beautiful. It does work.
I can tell.
It gets wound up every week by our furniture restorer, and it chimes on the hour every hour.